Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to look at my Frank Yee cork bark jade, and this guy has been with me for I don't know, about a year and a half, I think. And just as a reminder, if you haven't seen my other videos on it, when I initially styled it and all that good stuff, I'm going to put a picture or a little video up in the corner here of what it started with. I purchased this one online, and it came in. As you can see from the picture, it came in with a very straight trunk, which is still straight, but it kind of looked like a lollipop. All these branches were sticking up in the air like this one here. I brought them down to be as more horizontal because it just um, makes the tree look a little more mature, a little older with the branches horizontal. And like I said, these branches were kind of sticking straight up, kind of like my chopstick here. So, so that's what I did originally. Used some guy wires, some wiring on the branches, and then kept it pruned, but then just kind of let it grow. But as I'm looking at it today, it looks like some of this wire is getting pretty snug on here. So I think I'm going to probably remove the wire, remove the guy wires just to see, if the branches held, if they spring back, and probably let it sit for a month or two. And then if I need to rewire, I'll come back and do that. But so today, like I said, we're just going to take the wire off, see how it responds, maybe do a little maintenance prune just to take some of these longer shoots back. But so first we'll go ahead and remove these, and hopefully we don't get a lot of spring back to where this one looks like it's staying pretty good. See if I can get the top undone here. There we go. And I've got one in the back here. We'll go ahead and take that off. Like I said, these were just pulling some of the branches down to give it a little more horizontal look, a little more width to it. And then how I do that, I just have this wire tied around the whole pot. There's other ways you can do it, but I just do for simplicity. And you kind of use this as my anchor. Just kind of take one end, loop it around there, take the other end, loop it around the branch I want, and then I just pull down on the branch until I get the where I want, and then I just twist it in place. So pretty simple. Doesn't look the best, but just gets the job done. Okay, so now I can tell I put this wire on when I didn't have as many leaves. So it's going to be a little harder to get in here. I may have to cut some of this off instead of unwind, but I'm going to try to unwind it the best I can. And then if I can't get it to unwind without danger of breaking a branch, I'll go in and just snip it off. I think we might be in good shape on this one. Okay. This little piece here. I might just snip that one off. It's on a pretty thin branch, and I don't want to take the chance of breaking that, so I'm just going to go ahead and snip these off. Let's see where this one ends. I've got these branches are pretty thick down here, so I can probably get them unwound. Yeah, and this one I can tell it's definitely bitten into the branches a little bit, but it'll heal itself. That's why you gotta, when you wire your trees, you gotta make sure you check them every so often just to make sure the wire's not digging in anywhere. I'm gonna cut the end of this one. Okay, so far so good. The branches are kind of holding in place, so that's a good thing. Yeah, this wire definitely went on easier than it's coming off. Didn't have near the branching, but we'll just take our time and get it done here. This is one of those jobs you just can't really rush. I guess you could. You just might not like the outcome. Might break a couple branches. I don't know if you can see that, but a few leaves are dropping. And that's just really unavoidable. You're going to lose a few, but I don't mind that because they'll grow back really quick. I just don't want to lose a branch because they take a little bit longer to grow. See, I've got some wire up in here. We're going to just cut these off because this is way too jumbled up with foliage. And Don't want to risk any damage. So some of these are biting in pretty good where I can't hardly get a hold of the wire, so I just have a pair of needle nose pliers handy just to get in there where my fingers can't and grab a hold of it. Okay, let's see, I've got one more piece in the back here. We'll probably just snip most of this one off too. I know this probably isn't riveting content, but I like to show kind of real time, you know, how long it takes for certain things, and this is kind of real world bonsai maintenance, because it just takes patience and a lot of time to, you know, make little changes to the tree and kind of get it going where you want it. So I think that's it on the wires on the branches. Let me go ahead and take this stuff off just so it looks a little better. I don't need these anymore. So there's the tree. Like I said, it looks like most of these held pretty well. So we've got a little more horizontal look to it, a little more width. So now let's get in here and prune some of these back. So I'm just going to take them back, not too short, just some of these shoots that have kind of gotten long. And I want to keep the ramification tight on these little pads, so the more you prune on them, the tighter it gets. And I've got this little branch here that's growing back towards the center, and it's eventually going to cross over the main trunk, so I don't want that. So we'll go ahead and take that one off. Some of these down over here. Because I'm also trying to, have little pads develop. Just have some airflow going through here. So that's the other goal. Some places it's going to be easier to do than others, but over time we'll get there. Like these branches here could probably be wired down, but like I said, I probably won't be rewiring anything today. It'll just be prune it up, get it looking as nice as we can, and then let it grow for a couple months, and then decide if I want to come back and do any pruning. And like I've mentioned before, as I prune, you can go a little more aggressive on the top because that's the first part that's going to grow back, because trees naturally send all their energy up to the top to keep reaching for the sun. So that'll thicken up and grow back a lot faster than the rest of the tree. I don't want this tree to get too much taller than it is. I just kind of want to keep it about this height, but just let it keep thickening up and have more of a little shorter squatty appearance than kind of long and tall. So that's why my first goal of this, when I got it, was to try to add a little more width. That just makes the tree look a little more mature, like I said. Because when you see a tree in nature, the big old trees out in the landscape, out in the forest, they get these real long branches and they start drooping down, and at least that's the kind of trees I like anyway. Some trees do lend themselves to be more of a tall, skinny tree, but this one, I think, was telling me it needs to be a little shorter and squattier. So that's what we're doing. And I'm not hating this one. It's a pretty, for a year and a half, I think it's been a year and a half development from what it was. It's really shaping up to be a nice tree. And then when I'm looking at it, as I spin it around, I always try to keep the front and the back profile the same, and the front to back branch depth the same. So as I spin it around, that's kind of what I'm looking at, just to make sure everything's equal. And like this here, when I keep looking at it, I see this little branch up here that is kind of coming outside the canopy, so I'll just take those back, just kind of keep it all even. It was a little congested up top. Have a few crossing branches that I'll kind of get in here and take out. Because you also want to keep, get enough foliage out to where, you know, you can get a little sun breaking through there and hitting some of the lower branches to keep those healthy. So not only does it make it look better to where you can kind of see some branch structure, it's healthier for the tree as well. And this one I'm trying to keep, you know, like that one branch that I cut off that was growing over the center. Some trees lend themselves to this more than others, but this one does. And what I'm trying to do is keep a little bit of an opening here in the front so you can kind of see the main trunk and see through and see some of the back branches to where it just gives it more depth. But I don't want it to be too like artificial, like there's a hole cut out. And I don't think we're there yet, just because it's still, you know, we've got some different cutouts in here, so it doesn't look kind of artificial or man-made. But as you go around to the back, you know, you've got the back branches that it's kind of a full canopy. So that's kind of what I do sometimes too, is kind of keep the front of the tree open, just so you can kind of see the trunk structure. I think we're just about there on this one. This is probably a little bit too long, but I think we'll go ahead and take that back. Yeah, and I like this because I had a bare spot in here. Remember when I was working on it, so I bent one of these branches over there to fill that in. So it's looking nice. It doesn't look like it's got any major structure faults. And it'll continue to improve over time. Got a branch here that's coming straight up. Get rid of that. So yeah, I think we're, like I said, I think we're just about there for today's session. Yeah, I think that'll do it. So that'll do it here for this tree. Give you a quick spin around. There's the front. There's the left side. There's the back. Right side. And back to the front. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.